Okay, so for surface area, our units are always squared. Miles, feet, meters, yards, inches, doesn't matter. But it's always squared. Now, in a few weeks, we're going to do volume, and then it's going to be cubed. So it's important to know.
How do you do cube on a calculator?
You do the raised up and then the 3. Type of 3. Okay, so surface area is the outside of a 3D object. Okay, so you add all the surfaces of a 3D object. Alex, you awake? I'm going to make you start standing up. All right, so we have 2 types of surface area. One is lateral and one is total. Okay, so lateral surface area is LSA, lateral surface area, and it is without your bases. So last year, last year we always said Megan Trainer, she wants the bases, but lateral surface area says no bases. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the opposite of Megan Trainer, she does not want those bases. Okay. Lateral says no bases. So in real life, when would I ever want to know the area of something without the bases?
When you're building a house, lateral.
If you look at your options, some of these, okay, if you're painting the walls only of your house, is that something normal? Yes. Most people don't paint their ceiling and their floor, okay? That's lateral surface area if I'm painting just the walls, okay? If I'm wrapping a gift, do I wrap every side of it?
Yes.
Yes, unless I want to be ghetto. Or I ran out of wrapping. Maybe you ran out of wrapping paper. I don't know. Okay. If you have cardboard box and you want to fold it up to make a cereal box, would that be total or lateral? Total, because if you don't do every side, your cereal's going to fall out.
No, because you
Total. Okay. Now think about a can, a soup can. When they make the labels that tell you what it is that total or lateral?
Total.
They cover the top and the bottom of a soup can?
The ramen noodle can thing?
This is lateral surface area. Okay? Cans do not wrap. Okay? When people wrap like mugs or like this wrap for the cup, is there a wrap on the top?
Yes.
No. Is there a wrap on the bottom? No. Okay?
The clear paper stuff. Don't they wrap it with that?
But it's not on the top and bottom. Okay. Covering an object. Covering means you're covering all of it. That's total surface area. Okay? If I am painting all of the sides of a wooden cube or a box or like a chest, like if you're putting paint on all of that, that's total. Okay? So sometimes painting is total and sometimes it's lateral, so just make sure you know which one you're looking at. Okay? When we're solving these problems, every single time, I want you to shade your bases first. Okay? So unless it tells you differently, just do your top and your bottom as your bases. It's just easier. Sometimes it will tell you differently, but like we just want these to be our bases. Okay? Every single time I want you to shade your bases, either with a highlighter or with your pencil. You have to shade your base. When I come around to help you, if you haven't shaded your base, I'm going to say shade your bases. Okay? All right, so for the formulas, again, you do not have to have this memorized because it's on your star chart. So I want you regularly looking at this because if you never look at it on star day, you forget and you're like, oh, I don't even know where to look. Okay? Yep. Where it says where it says surface area, it says lateral, and it says total, and I have a formula. Okay? What is the formula for the lateral surface area?
P times H.
P times H. What's the total?
P times H plus 2.
Good. pH plus 2B. So those are the formulas we're going to be using for the next couple of weeks. Okay? So lateral is just pH. Total is pH plus 2B. And it's 2 because there are 2 bases. Okay? So you've got to know the formula. Now, the other thing that they both have is an H. Okay, H is your height. So once you have shaded the bases, every single time I want you to label your height next. Every single time. So label your height and then circle it. Okay, circle your height every single time. Your height, let's go ahead and write this down here, is the height. And I need you to write, it is between your bases. So as soon as you shade your bases, circle that height. Because you might get confused later. Shade the bases, circle the height. Shade the bases, circle the height. Okay? In our formula, we have a capital P. What do you think that capital P means?
The area of the game. Oh, so we're not P.
Perimeter.
Oh, I'm talking about P? Oh, I just didn't.
So the perimeter, and not just the perimeter, but the perimeter of the base. And you already shaded the bases, so it's the perimeter of the shaded shape. Okay? The perimeter of the shaded shape. That's why yesterday we spent the entire day going over perimeter and area. Now, what do you think big B means?
Base of the base.
Area
Area
of the base. And again, your base is your shaded. So if you shade it, then it's a lot easier to know what numbers go with what.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's good right there.
Okay. All right. Number 1. So now we're going to put it all together and start solving it. So number 1, first thing I want you to do is what?
Shade the base.
Shade your base.
And the height.
So
I mean, in the top piece.
with your highlighter or your pencil, I don't care, but you need to shade. Once you shade, I want you to circle the what?
The height.
The height. Now look very closely. There's a number that's between those two yellow spots. What is it?
The 4.
It's the 8. Okay? Now, watch. The 4, Brandon, watch. The 4 is on the rectangle. You don't want numbers that are on the rectangle. You want it between the rectangles.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay? All right. So, the height is 8. I can go ahead and write that down. The height is 8. Oops.
The base is 14.
Okay. Hold on. Capital P means what? The perimeter of the base. So I'm going to go back and look at the shape that I just shaded. What numbers make up that base? 14 and 4. But perimeter says I have 4 sides. So it's 14 plus 4, and then what? So you can do again 14 plus 4. If you want to just do 14 plus 4 times 2, that's fine as well. Okay, so what does the perimeter equal? Everybody should be using their calculators. Every single person. If you don't ever use it in class to practice, you don't know what questions you have. Okay? Could you have also said 14 plus 4 and then times that by 2?
I put 18 plus 18.
That's fine. Okay. Now, big B means what? Area of the base. So what two numbers multiply together to give me the base? 14 times 4.
Like 14 times 4. Right?
Yep, because it's BH. What does that equal? 56. Okay, this is exactly what we did yesterday. Okay, now we're going to put it in the formula for surface area. Okay, what is our total surface area formula?
Do we just add all of these up?
No, what's our formula?
P times
PH plus.
B something.
Okay, don't say something. Look,
That's what I meant.
PH plus 2B. Okay.
Someone's asking for the total or the lateral.
So it will tell you, or it will be one of these. Okay.
Wait, how do you know to put BH?
Because this is the formula.
Wait, if it's lateral, then why would it be plus 2b?
Yeah.
Lateral is not plus 2B.
No, down below.
This is the next problem. This is not for this problem.
So how do we know this
how do you
is
know
lateral?
that's total?
If it doesn't tell you, you assume it's total.
So how is this not lateral?
How is what?
This is not lateral.
Because if it doesn't tell you, then it means total. It will tell you if it's lateral, or it will give you a scenario. Okay.
This one says
So it says what, Brandon? It says calculate the surface area. Okay. What's the perimeter? Guys, what's the perimeter? 36. What's the height? 8 plus 2. What's big B? 56. All you're doing is taking these numbers and plugging them into the formula now. That's it. Yes, because there are 2 bases. That's just the formula. Okay, so what do you get when you put all that in the calculator?
Do you actually do parentheses to the 6?
Yes. If you don't want to do parentheses, you can put times, but I hate to put an X in there and confuse people with algebra. Yes, very good, David. 400 feet squared. Okay. So I do the parentheses because it reminds me that it's multiply. If you put the X in, then you're like, oh, wait, is this algebra? So this is what you'll see it. Okay. Any questions on that one? All right, number 2. First thing I need to do is to shade the bases. They shaded one of them. The other one is parallel. So it's going to be this one. And then what is your height? 5. All right, now I want to go to the P, which is the perimeter of the shaded part. So I only have 2 numbers, but I know perimeter is how many? 4. So what numbers do I add together to get perimeter? 5 plus what? Plus what? Plus what? Could you also just do 5 times 4? Yes, but if that confuses you, don't do it. If it doesn't, then go ahead and do it. What's the perimeter? 20. Okay, now big B means the area. So what 2 numbers multiply together to give me the area? 5 times 5. Good, David. Which equals 25. Again, this is what we did yesterday. This is nothing new. Today, we're just putting it in that formula. It doesn't say lateral or total, so I just assume it's total. pH plus 2B. The perimeter is 20. The height is 5 plus 2 times big B is 25.
So when you do the base, just do base times higher.
Yeah. 150 yards squared. Yeah, 150 yards squared. So again, if you got it wrong, go back and look. And this is how you figure out mistakes with your calculator. The more you use it, the better. Okay? Just because someone says the answer, don't stop. Okay? Keep going. Everybody okay on that? All right, on the back. First thing I want you to do is what?
Put your name on it.
Shade the bases. Okay? Now,
Are we going to do 3?
Huh?
Are we going to do 3?
it should have scooted over. Okay, so we're going to shade the top and the bottom. They did not draw in a bottom, but am I capable of drawing in the bottom? Yes. Okay. Me either. I'm a terrible driver. I ain't a driver. Drawer. And I'm a bad driver too. I didn't mean to say that. All right, so shade your bases. After you shade the bases, what do I want you to do? Circle the height. Every single time I want you to be in that habit. Shade the base, circle the height. What is the height?
13.9.
13.9. Okay. Now the perimeter. Okay. I don't really have enough numbers for the perimeter, do I?
No.
But what do you know about the top and the bottom? Are they congruent? Yes. So if this is 3.3, what do you think this is?
3.3.
So do I really have enough information?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for perimeter, what do I add?
16.1
Plus.
plus 16.3.
Okay, so I had 16.1 twice, and then what else? 3.3, which is,
Can't you just like
yes, I said you can do that, but everybody wasn't doing that, so I'm okay doing this way. Whatever way is going to get us right. What'd y'all get?
38. 38.8.
Perfect, thank you. 38.8. Okay, now big B means what? Area of the base. Good. Okay, the shaded base. What two numbers multiply together to give me that base? And 3.3. So what is the area of the base?
53.
Perfect. 53.13. Now, Gemma was noticing question 3 on the other side didn't have a picture. That's because I messed up the spacing before I sent it. So number 3 says calculate the what? Lateral surface area. So on this one, do I want the bases? No. What's the formula for lateral surface area?
pH.
Yeah. Okay, it said lateral on the other side. That's why I'm using pH. What's the perimeter?
38.
And what's the height? Okay. So I didn't need big B on this one because the question said lateral. So what is the lateral surface area? Everybody should be picking up their calculator and multiplying. What'd you say?
539.32.
Good. And it's millimeters squared. Millimeters squared. Okay. All right, the next question said Lauren is painting the walls of her room. What does that automatically tell me?
She's not painting the top and bottom.
Yeah, it's just the lateral. She's not painting the top and she's not painting the bottom. So do you see how sometimes you're just going to know based on the scenario?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one doesn't give me a picture, but I know that it's an 8 by 10. And I know the height is 11. So for height, that's 11. It says the height is 11. Okay? So the perimeter would be what?
36.
And how'd you get 36?
10 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8.
Yes. 8 plus 10 plus 8 plus 10, which is 36. Now, do I need big B for this? No. Why not? Because it's lateral. Okay? So my formula is pH. Perimeter is? Height is 11. 396 what? Feet squared. Good. Feet squared. Okay. All right, last one. Maddie bought a gift for her friend. She wants to place it in a gift box. If she's wrapping the gift, is it lateral or total? Total. So again, this problem did not tell me total, but I know when I wrapped a gift, it is the entire thing. It's total. Okay? So it gives me 9 by 12 by 4.2. So I know this is 9 by 12. So then my other number is going to be the height. What's my height? 4.2. Okay? For perimeter, what numbers do I add together? Good. 9 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12. So what is the perimeter? 42. Good. Okay, 42 is the perimeter. Now I need big B. It's a rectangle. How do I get the area? Base times height. So 9 times 12, which is 108. All right, final step is to put it in the formula. What is the formula I'm using?
pH plus 2.
Yes, and why am I doing the 2B this time?
Because it's total.
It's total. Good. Okay, so perimeter 42, height 4.2 plus 2. What is big B? 108. And now just plug it in. Very good, David. 392.4 inches squared. Very good. All right, so that is all we're doing. We're doing exactly what we did yesterday, but now we're adding it into the formula. Okay, so you can fold the bottom where it's white. Okay, if you look at the paper I gave you, there are